Prepare yourself for a sprawling discussion on just about anything, where critical thinking meets pop culture in a collision of mind-bending proportions. Please secure all neurons and prepare for full frontal cortex. It's time for Incoherent Ramblings.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Incoherent Ramblings. I'm your host, Joey Schammel. We've also got
Cale Anderson.
And Daryl George.
And it's just the three of us, just like old times. Aww.
I'm getting all sentimental.
I'm nostalgic.
Well, we want to have a little fun this week since last week was so serious with all that logic and, skeptical.
That was the most boring episode ever. I'm
so,
sorry.
this week we're going to go ahead and do it. We're going to go ahead and do Random Ramblings, and this is episode 022, Random Ramblings today out of
we won't get to 1,000, probably.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah. Out of a tissue box.
$9.99 is the end.
Our budget has gone up. So, we have each...
Well, you just denigrated his hat.
Sorry, man.
Andy Nelson Denmark's hat isn't worth a tissue box, according to Joey.
All right, wow. So we're doing Random Ramblings today. Each of us, well, we'll talk about that in a second. Let's first do our pre-ramble. Ramble, pre-ramble. Okay.
Now, why is it we're doing this?
Well, because you'll later put some music or something over that when we make our pre-ramble.
But we wanted to isolate this section from the main topic.
Yeah, we need something regular later. I don't know.
It's always good to be regular.
Pre-ramble!
Yeah, we went with the same joke, different.
And I just went with chicka. All right, tonight's pre-ramble is just a quick one saying, hey, we're going to see World War Z tomorrow night, and we'll bring you a live report just like we did from... what did we see?
Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3, yes.
We're recording on a Wednesday, by the way. So even though we say tomorrow night, it's not the typical midnight showing of a brand new movie. Now, theaters on the West Coast here have started doing this thing where sometimes they open a movie a few hours earlier because it's already opening on the East Coast.
Right.
Strangely, though, this one's at 8.
Yeah, it is.
Right,
usually
because
they're at 9.
that's like midnight at the East Coast, right?
Yeah, but 9 is midnight.
No, 9
is
midnight.
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't matter. They're just doing whatever.
They're just breaking the rules for the hell of it now.
It opened in a theater sitting in the middle of the Atlantic, apparently. So
yeah, World War Z, we'll see how that is.
I don't know.
What?
It's bizarre.
Okay, so World War Z, yes. And that is the end. That's just all that we're telling for the pre-ramble.
No, I actually read the book, so...
Oh, so this is going to be...
Part of the... Okay, and I'll be interested to see how the depiction of the zombies matches the book, because I haven't read it. I'm curious about that.
And I'm just interested in seeing it, because I've never heard of it before, and yay, zombies.
Oh, I mean, it's been, like, all the rage amongst zombie fans. So.
Yeah, I'm not into zombies as much as I should be.
Well, the book was so well written.
Them.
It's never going to match. It's never going to be as good as the book. So you just have to expect that. But it does look good. Yeah. The trailers make it look real good.
Cool.
All right, and that was our pre-ramble. Pre-ramble. Yeah. We'll just use that. That's good. Okay. All right, so the rules for today is...
Sounds like you're riding a horse.
Oh, yeah, right there. That's it, Cale, yeah. Oh, right there, Daryl. All right, dead zombies. Okay, so we are going to... we've each chosen 6 topics, 3 mostly serious, 3 not mostly serious. And we will have 3 minutes to answer the topics in a discussion type of way. And every third... Well, dude, I just spit all over everything, sorry.
The discussion type, huh?
Yeah, whatever. So glad I'm the host. And,
there's coffee on here, too.
That wasn't me. Okay,
no, that was
or that's diarrhea. And that was me. So, you'll have 3 minutes, and each of us will have 1 pass if we don't want to take 3 minutes to talk about each discussion.
No, I think I forgot the 6th one.
No, but I put one in for you.
Right, that was number 5. I think I forgot to put in the 6th
so
one.
we actually have 17.
Well, I'll just say Lynette gave one. It's sort of one.
Lynette?
What?
Lynette?
No,
Did you say?
Linda.
Oh, I thought you said Lynette.
Lynette. Yeah, that's my other one.
No one is going to get that.
Nobody's going to get that. But
I didn't even hear you, so I didn't.
We both went, Rumors.
Oh.
It's, yeah.
Check out the 93 video annual. It'll be on
for Temple City High
YouTube
School.
or something.
Yeah.
Temple City High School.
Rumors. Okay.
Look
So
for
let's
the
get
show
started.
notes.
You guys ready?
Yeah, sure. Wait, should we take turns picking them? Or?
Oh, that's
No.
good. Or no, that's a bad idea. That's horrible.
Joey's gonna do it then. All right. Oh, wait,
Make Joey do it.
As soon as you draw one, I'm starting it, man.
All right, here we go.
Oh, it's starting. It's rolling.
Zombies or Zombies?
Zombies. Now, this is funny that this came up first,
This
but
must
this
be
is
Daryl.
related to the idea of shambling slow zombies or zombies, the Resident Evil ones.
Oh, is that what they
run.
call it? Zombies, huh? All right.
I've heard that phrase used a few times.
Oh, so what are you saying? Which is better?
World War Z has zombies because apparently they run really fast. So which makes a better movie, or which do you think is better overall?
Actually, I heard that World War Z is actually going to have both. Shambling ones and fast ones, and I heard that they actually have an explanation of why that is, and it's pretty good. That's what they said.
Well, personally, if I was in the situation, I would want the zombies, which were slow, because then I could just run away from them.
Right.
The other ones sound very dangerous, but for a movie, I think that'd be pretty damn scary, because slow zombies are creepy, but they're not like... I don't know, you get that feeling like, oh, they're going to get me. Because I feel like I can get away from the zombies. They're creepy. But if they're running super fast, that's pretty scary.
Yeah, and when they do what they said in the book, which I saw on the trailers, they do what's called ramping, where one piles on top of another and on top of another, and finally they can make it over any obstacle by
so
just
they're like army ants.
right, exactly, and they kind of look like it in the
fall
trailer.
Dead, and they, run across the corpses to get to wherever
Yeah.
they're going. Interesting.
I would have to say that speeding zombies is a lot scarier than slow zombies.
Well, here's the thing. I think that it kind of separates two kinds of movies. The ones with the really running zombies tend to be more action-oriented.
Yeah.
But then I think you get more of a thriller, more dread and atmosphere having the shambling
That's
zombies.
true, because they kind of come out of nowhere.
And it's scarier when they're shambling and they get people, because that makes them it's much more relentless. They're coming no matter what.
Right.
Even if they're shambling, they're going to get you, or crawling, they're
Right.
still going to get you.
Yeah, and
It's
they
more
probably...
nightmarish that way.
And
Yeah,
they probably
exactly.
would last longer because the running ones trip and fall and stuff. The other ones just keep going and going.
they trample
Like
each
a
other.
bus is coming, they stop. The bus goes by. The running ones just like get hit by the bus or something. So yeah, I like I like them both.
I think I like the atmosphere of like The Walking Dead is more about the shambling zombies.
Right.
And that they're always there. They're always kind of like
I like the
on
shambling
periphery.
zombies.
Shambling zombies.
Well,
All of Joey's posterity.
endorsed by Joey.
Don't talk about my posterior. Did I just make up a word? I think I just made up a word.
Actually, I'm reading a new book
That's
right
not
now
where your
called
prostate is. man.
posterior. I made up a word. Posterior. You can only see your posterior in a zombie.
Wow.
Right.
If you were a zombie.
Well, I'm reading a book called Zombie Fallout, which is supposed to be the next good series of zombie books.
Yeah.
And one of the things in there is that they talk about how that it seems like, we're never going to find out.
Next one. Have a conversation beginning each sentence in alphabetical order A to Z.
Oh no.
All right.
Better than some others.
Can't
Crap.
Don't interrupt me.
Enough already.
I just got skipped.
What's the time code?
Golly, you guys are saying some bad words.
Hell.
That's not even.
Yeah, he's not even saying full sentences.
I just noticed he's not even saying full sentences.
Wait. Damn it.
Joey doesn't know what's going on right now. Kim would know if she was here.
Hey, Daryl, what is it you're trying to say?
We're on K. I just said W.
What?
K. Look, Kale, we're on the L's now. The next sentence better start with an M.
Marry me.
No.
Okay. That's not even
Paul
a
should
sentence.
be here.
Question that, if you will.
Really? I think I will, Paul. How do you question that?
Start the next sentence with a T.
Thanks.
Unbelievable. Another one-word sentence from Daryl.
Verbosity counts.
Whatever.
What is verbosity? X-ray.
Was that or
You are not even
X-rays are
making
cool.
sense.
Zoolander was kind of a funny movie.
Why?
What?
You skipped white.
No, he said
No,
you
I
weren't
said-
ever-
Oh,
Yeah.
you. Okay, yeah.
Well, we're not just gotta go backwards.
Abercrombie and Fitch.
No, we gotta go backwards. Why don't we do AA?
Oh my god.
AA?
No, it's
Oh my
I'm
god.
terrible at doing the alphabet backwards.
Okay, wait. Zoinks,
was
you
bad
better
enough
figure it out.
forwards.
Zoinks, you better figure it out. Yes, you
Yep.
should. X-rays,
Give me a chance.
X-rays are still cool.
Xylophones.
What comes next?
Vagina.
Very good.
Until you guys get a chance, we're gonna keep going. I don't want to do them all.
Take a Tylenol.
Say anything at all.
Really? I just farted. Oh, it stinks. Sorry, guys.
That's questionable.
No!
Wait, that's.
I know I
that's-
said it wrong.
All right, that's fine.
All right.
I'm glad that ended.
That was
All right.
bad enough going forward through the alphabet. Holy cow.
Your view on Toddlers Tiaras. I was thinking about doing one on this too. How does this keep getting watched? Whose is this?
That's mine.
Okay. How does this keep getting watched? Oh, this show.
The drama. It's women love the drama of it. That's why.
Do you watch
So
it,
no
Kale?
men ever watch it?
I have seen several episodes because Linda's had it on. So yes, I've seen it. But I think it's a horrible show. And this last time they were showing, I said it earlier, about how this little girl, that the mother is dyeing her eyelashes with dye, hair dye. And that's like so dangerous to do. And even the little girl was saying,
she was saying
my
her eyes were burning.
My eyes are burning, you know?
There's a very psychological view to this. I mean, a lot of reality TV has gone this direction, and I think it has a lot to do with the American psyche, which is basically
Idiots.
Well, no,
Idiocy.
well, hold on,
We want to judge everybody.
Exactly. That's where I was going. Is that we're judgmental people, and we feel better about ourselves when we judge other people.
Right.
And there's a lot of people out there to judge. And so when you put those people on TV, we watch it. The drama is part of it, but especially Toddlers and Tiaras. There's very few people who can't look at that and go, you know,
Something's wrong here?
yeah, almost everyone will be like, this is not right. There's very few people who are be like, hey, that's just like my
Well,
family.
it seems very wrong to me to sexualize young girls like that.
I think most people-
There's no
Pedophiles
reason to
don't
do
need
that.
any more material. You know, they don't. They just don't.
And then it's kind of like I don't want to make it just like one-sided about like all about women living vicariously through their daughters.
That's
Because
what I
plenty
was
of
gonna
that
say,
happens in sports with men too. It's like you know, like we get our kid in football, then he's going to be the football star, and that makes me feel better as Papa.
But it's more accepted, and so we don't see that
Right,
as much, and we're not as looking down on it. This, and most people look at it and go, oh, mothers living through their daughters or whatever.
But I think the context is also a lot different. Like doing well in a sport, usually the kids are kind of older anyway. You don't see like 3-year-olds tackling each other in full contact football.
You
But
do
this
on the
is like-
playground.
Well, that's true. But even as youngsters, we usually played tag football because we'd get in trouble if we were seen tackling each other. But
Maybe I had a more violent
these
elementary
kids,
school.
You did.
They dress them up and like they put them
You
in
hurt your
heels and
veto.
makeup and revealing clothing, and it's just like god awful. Why are we doing this to these little girls? It's not helping their self-image. It's just setting them up to be like on that. They're just constantly trying to achieve that next stage of like beauty this, beauty that, just kind of setting them on this endless pursuit.
Oh, Jesus!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Picking. Sorry, you don't have to yell at me, Mr. Bell. All right.
Brought to you by Dove. We forgot to stop the clock.
We forgot to stop that clock.
That's why there's been that ticking in the background.
I'll get that in a second as you guys think about female ejaculation, fact or myth.
Oh.
Aha.
I know the answer to this.
I actually, I think Lynn and I actually had a big discussion about this once, and we looked it up, and it actually proved to be true that they can do it.
Knowledge.
Yeah. Okay, let's hear it.
One of my past girlfriends did that, and yes, it's true. And everybody here knows who it is. We won't mention any names.
All right.
But it's the one. Yeah. Everybody here knows who it is.
Yeah.
Right.
Except you.
Except for you, and this would not be my first girlfriend.
You were saying that there was a percentage, right? A percentage of women can achieve it.
Yeah, there are.
It's
not a large. It's a very small number of women.
Basically, so it was not my first girlfriend. It's my second one.
Right.
And basically, when she would have an orgasm, it would squirt out.
It was like a tidal wave.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It wasn't because I know part of it would say, "Oh, it's that she's peeing," but no, it was like vaginal.
It's not.
It was fluid.
Yeah, it was fluid, and it got messy sometimes, and so. So it's real, yeah.
Did you wind up with like a lake in the bed, kind of like
it wherever? Well, it wasn't.
Or did you prepare with it like blankets or more blanket or towels?
It was one of those things where
you put on a radiation suit.
It was one of those things. It wasn't like. It wasn't tremendous. Like you can go on some porn and see it, and where it's all over the place. It wasn't like that. But it was enough where it made a little bit of a mess.
I sometimes wonder about the way it's depicted in some of those things because it seems like it's way too much. But
yeah, it wasn't that much.
Right.
But yeah, it does exist. I don't want to get too much into detail here because I guess we are explicit, but
Right.
Well, this episode already got explicit when I swore earlier.
I've witnessed the gush too, so we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, and
so it's not a myth.
No, it is not a myth.
Put it to rest.
Yeah,
no, it's
yeah. I'm sure my wife is having a lot of fun listening.
The other thing too is whether or not it's a dry ejaculation or whatever. There's still a climax and orgasm too.
Yeah.
In some cultures it's completely taboo.
I will say this:
mention of women having an orgasm at all.
From my experience,
it's impossible to do because a lot of men don't know how to get them there.
From my experience with that person and from porn that seems to be real, it seems like women who do ejaculate have more orgasms more frequently but aren't as intense. Because that's kind of how it was with her, and I've seen that a lot before, where it's not like, never mind, you'll never know.
Yep.
Look it up! All right, moving on!
Not as intense, huh? Wow.
Does your vote matter?
You were hitting all of mine, apparently.
This is yours again?
Yep, that's like 4 of mine so far.
I actually have an interesting view.
What are you talking about? Like all votes?
U.S. government.
Okay, all right.
Like, does the Electoral College take away the individual vote? In other words.
Well,
that would be more presidential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But go on that, and I got.
Well, I think that for your own self, your vote matters, but in the big scheme of things, one individual vote does not matter.
I kind of I'm gonna this on the same topic, but it's the same idea. I take it to recycling. All right, I grew up in the '80s, and it's so hard for me to throw away a bottle.
We never would have guessed.
Or a can. Yeah, and the thing is because the pressure was so strong for you not to do that. But the fact is, if you throw away a bottle or a can, it's not going to make any difference in the scheme of things with the millions of bottles and cans that are out there. However, statistically, you do represent a portion of society, as strange as it may seem. Right. If you look at statistics, they can look at a very small portion of society, and from that small portion get a significant true number. So if you look at that on an individual basis, you alone represent a group of people. So when you make a decision not to do something, even though as yourself it doesn't matter because it's just one thing, there's a group of people like you who have the same mindset as you that did the same thing. Now, whether you can say you have control over that or not, that's one way to look at it. But so I don't feel that it does matter in the sense of the individual, because no matter what you do, it's probably not going to make a difference. But when you look at it in the sense of statistics and that you represent a group that's thinking like you, well, if you didn't do it, then they probably didn't do it either.
So another aspect of it is some elections are close, and even even with the Electoral College, you might be in your district selecting a different person to cast the vote on behalf of your district. So sometimes these things do come down to just a couple of votes, and your contribution to the voting in the grand scheme of things can tip the scale. it's unlikely, but it can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I agree with you too. It's a lot like recycling. One person not recycling isn't going to ruin the environment, but when that's compounded by being millions and millions or billions of people not doing it, then it becomes more of an issue.
Well, it definitely makes it an issue because you look at this, like 40% turnout for a vote or something like that. I mean, that means that a lot of people are thinking, oh, my vote doesn't matter, and so I don't go to the polls. But if that group decided, or if you change that group's mind, then they would make a huge, significant change.
I think inherently this should... There's a topic we can go off on this with educated voters and not educated, but we'll leave that for another time. All right, next one.
That was a good opportunity to blow my nose.
All right. Okay, this takes a little explaining. This is mine. The idea, and you've probably heard this before. I know you have because you've read this book.
Okay, we only have 3 minutes.
Sorry that the two brain hemispheres give us two separate personalities. Because they cut the corpus callosum of some people, and they have two people. It ends up being like two personalities. Sometimes if you give information to one side, the other side doesn't know. And the idea behind it is that right now we have at least two personalities in our head, but each personality thinks they're the one in charge. So who are you?
What's the name of the thing they cut?
Corpus callosum.
I think the government acts like a brain with a corpus callosum cut in it.
Actually,
to the last question.
Actually, that was brought up in the book, which is Incognito. They just read the idea is there's two very similar things, but they look at things a little differently.
And the left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing.
Right, exactly. Democrat, Republican. Where if actually they have kids who if it's young enough and half of their brain is messed up, they can take the brain out, and the kid will be fine with just half a brain because it functions fine for the rest of their lives.
Wow.
You got to do it when they're young, though.
And then that kid just has no response when on the playground.
You got to
they go,
do it when they're young.
You're a half-wit. And they go,
yes, I am. Right. But it's the coolest concept if you think of yourself like, what I'm thinking right now, well, it's me. But maybe it's just one of my personalities, and I'm thinking that that's me when it's really the other person.
I don't know why you limited it just two, because
I'm saying that because I have a committee going on in my head.
Well, that's what
consensus of.
Well, I didn't want to get into that because we only got 3 minutes, but that's what Incognito's all about. Because then they talk about the emotional brain and the intellectual brain, and that's the whole idea. It's a committee of rivals. It's a team of rivals where that's how you come up with a decision. And you actually the thing that was cool about that they talk about is that you can actually negotiate not only with yourself and other parts of yourself when you're talking to yourself, but also you can negotiate with your future self, which I thought was pretty cool. I mean, you're going over time. You're almost time traveling with negotiation. They use the idea of Ulysses, the guy who tied himself to the mast of his ship.
Right.
And because his past self made a deal with his future self saying, because I know you're not going to be emotionally good because those harpies are going to make you want to steer your boat into the rocks. So you're going to be tied to the ship. And he made sure that everyone else, didn't put the wax in there.
No, that's the Ulysses I read when I was young.
Yeah, that's the good Ulysses.
Right.
That's not the crazy one. But that's
the James Joyce one, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Is that who it was?
He should have named it something else.
Yeah. But that's just it. It's the idea that if you need to do things that you don't think in the future you'll be able to do, you use somebody else's rationality because they can get you to do it when you don't want it. That's why it works good to have bells.
Yeah.
Well, I pretty much just talked that whole time, so sorry about it.
That's all right.
All right, here we go. Next one.
It only took you 3 minutes to read the question.
What are your favorite movie snacks? What are your favorite movie, not sacks, movie, snacks?
Is that one a silly one? Or
That's
what was mine.
It's good. I think that's
no, but I
think that's actually really
nerds.
Good. No. Oh, nerds, right?
No. Those nerds. Wonka.
What do you guys think?
Oh, totally malted milk balls. Like Whoppers. Oh, I'm sorry, Italian Americans out there. I didn't mean to say that.
Whoppers?
You're an Italian American.
I know.
That's why you feel like you can say it.
You're the one who taught me that Whopper meant that. I'd be like, what? Or Whop. I was like, what? I've never heard that before. That's a hamburger. Or that's a candy.
Right. Well, the thing is, I think it's kind of a stretch to say Whopper because it's without papers. And,
I think my number one would be Good and Plenty. I like the licorice, I like the Good and Plenty.
Depends who you go to the theater with, whether or not you want Good and Plenty.
Yeah, I
always want
I like the popcorn with the hole in the bottom of the container.
Wow, really? And then you watch Toddlers and Tiaras.
No. I know. Actually, I have a different take on this because of my dad. He always thought it wasn't worth it to stand in line to get some crappy food that cost too much. So when we went to the movies, we never got anything. And so for me,
wear a big jacket with like interior.
Well, I did when I got older. I bring things, but even then, I don't need any food or drink. Maybe a drink. During movie, but I'm not even need. Like, I don't have that desire to even have it. Well, a lot of people say they need popcorn or they need something.
Movies these days are like 2.5, 3 hours. Yeah. Like, you really want to start chugging on a 64-ounce soda at the beginning.
Oh, I can't. I used to be able to drink soda when I was in the theater, but now I can't because I know within a half hour I'm going to need to pee.
And I don't want. I hate leaving.
I remember practically exploding, waiting for Shelob to show up. And I'm like, oh, finally, I saw the giant spider. Now I can hit the restroom.
Oh,
Shelob, yeah.
Shelob.
You know what? Yeah. When I saw Star Trek Generations, I had to pee so bad. And I eventually had to leave. And I hate leaving in the middle of the movie. It hurt. Exactly. I was trying to hold... I think I might have made it through all the way.
That might be where you started damaging your posterior.
Yeah. But no, I really have no, like... Unless I'm hungry, unless it's like I need to eat something because it's dinner time or something like that. I have no need for anything.
No, eat before you go. Yeah. You'll survive. It's just a few hours.
But I know there's some people who just need to have popcorn or something to munch on. It's
enjoyable sometimes, but dang, it's like $10 for a tub.
I know. Sometimes, and I get so into the movie that I'll just forget about it. It'll just sit there. And
I rarely buy popcorn. Too much.
Damn it. All right. In a this is mine. In a no holds barred death match between all breakfast cereal mascots, who would win?
Captain Crunch.
I don't know. You get Count Chocula out there. What, Captain Crunch? You kick him in the balls. Oh!
Now, what about the Trix Rabbit?
Oh, he's a wimp. What's he gonna do?
Well, he's like Bugs Bunny. He's gonna outfox you.
He's not like Bugs Bunny. He gets caught all the time, and he never gets. He just wants to eat a bowl of cereal, and the kids catch him. He will get manhandled by the leprechaun guy. Lucky.
Yeah.
Lucky could like.
I don't know, Frankenberry. Maybe.
Well, no, wait. We have the same.
Always have to meet Lucky Charms.
We have the same problem with Lucky. The kids, he's a leprechaun, yet the kids always get his Lucky Charms.
Hey, Boo Berry would win because he's ethereal.
Yeah, I think you probably got that one there.
Or Frankenberry.
He's already dead.
Frankenberry would just like.
What about the Honey Nut Cheerio bee?
He dies.
Oh, he thinks you want him to. He's dead.
Oh no! But no, Booberry could be like exercise.
Hey, that was our last few questions back. A honey of an O.
But like Booberry could maybe be exorcised by Count Chocula or something like that. Are there any religious cereals?
Honey Boo Boo Berry. Oh, okay. So what if Jesus is the mascot for crucifixos or something?
Boo Bear's gone.
He might lose the fight, but 3 days later he'll come back.
What about What about Dig'em? Just a frog.
Dig'em.
Oh, the frog.
Right.
Oh, we know the winner.
Wait, he's got all the gold chains and stuff, so he'd have his gang.
Pop a cap in you. Exactly. No, the winner. Tony the Tiger. He's a freaking tiger, and he's like tall and big.
He beat everyone.
And he just.
Right.
So I think we're looking Tony the Tiger.
I like Tony the Tiger for the.
Then again, Mr. T had his own.
Oh, that's right. I think the last battle would be Mr. T versus Tony the Tiger. I'll pay the fool, don't eat my cereal.
That would be a good fight.
That'd be great.
Or how about the
dig those chains. They're great.
No. The Robot Chicken one with Admiral Akbar, or maybe it was I think where. He comes in, Admiral Akbar cereal. You can't repel taste of this magnitude. It's a trap. It's a cereal. And he get his butt kicked.
I can't not think of a transvestite. Anyone says that it's a trap. It's an internet meme. Look it up if you dare.
So Mr. T, Tony the Tiger, probably still Tony the Tiger because he's a tiger, right?
What about? Do you remember Quake? That was an old-time cereal in the 60s.
Quaker oatmeal? You mean the old Amish guy?
No!
Not Quakers. All right, we're done. I'm sure there were some cool mascots we didn't think of.
I know.
But, oh, well.
This is Kale. What is the worst smell you can remember? Here it is.
Right now.
Wow,
Recent
worst smell.
memory.
I have a story of someone who had a worst smell they could ever remember, but it wasn't me. It was Chris McGinnis. He started working after in college, he started working for the police, and they had to get into this guy's home who's been dead for a long time, and he was the, go clean that up guy. And so he lifted the guy up, and the guy went, and he said the smell that came out was the most horrible, disgusting. He will never forget it ever. And
It's like we're being in zombies again.
You're stealing
Zombie
mine.
oh, am I? Okay, go ahead.
No, continue.
Well, no, that was it because it
that
wasn't
was
a personal experience. So you go because
All
you've
right.
got personal experiences on this. I don't.
The worst smell. The reason I put that down is because it was also another dead body one.
I'm going to use my past. I'm kidding.
I used to.
That would have been so mean.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I used
gas.
to be in security patrol a long time ago, and when we were driving around, and we got a call to go to this lady's house, and because I guess her daughter hadn't heard from her, and when she went there, she smelled something, and so she called. She went to open the door and I guess activated it, or she called us. No, she probably activated it. Anyway, me and my sergeant responded to it. We got to the house, and when we get in there, we find this lady, and she'd been dead for probably a week. And she had stuck herself into the oven.
Oh, wow.
And she had cats.
Oh no!
And the cats had been eating her.
Oh, wow.
And the smell that came out of that kitchen was so bad that I remember we had to put something in front of our face, like a jacket or something to go in to even see. And once we saw, and we called the cops and had them deal with it.
Isn't that something you think about with zombie movies, though? That's one aspect of it as the audience you never get, is just the smell.
in the book I'm reading, Zombie Fallout, they talk about it all the time. This horrible smell of decaying zombies. Right. But anyway, that was my worst smell
that sounds
ever.
Pretty bad.
Yeah, it was pretty horrible.
Got anything, Daryl?
I don't eat bananas for a reason. Let's put it that way.
I got one real quick. When I lived in Glendora, a skunk took residence under the house.
No bananas for you.
A skunk took residence under the house on New Year's Eve. I don't know if you guys were there for that. I think you were, Kale. And we hear this, and then this horrible smell. The skunk skunked a cat.
I remember
right
that.
under us. We're up playing a game, and it was.
Nope. That's it.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
All right, treasure hunting. Let's talk about treasure hunting. Since Incoherent Rambling will be going on a treasure hunt soon. Have you guys ever had any experience with treasure hunting, or ever been interested in it, or anything like that?
Only on my first date.
Let's hunt for a better joke.
Okay. All right, treasure hunting. I remember doing. I guess the most treasure hunting is that my group of friends when I was growing up, we used to do. What are those things where you go from place to place and you find things that gives you another message to another place?
Hunt.
Scavenger hunt. That's probably my most treasure hunt.
We did a few of those when we were younger.
Yeah, we did.
They were a lot of fun.
We should do an Incoherent Rambling
Yeah.
Okay. When I was a kid, I was really into treasure hunts because of Goonies. My favorite movie. I always want... But, I live in Los Angeles. It's not really treasure hunting central.
Well, it's such a big population. It's like, how are you going to beat someone to something valuable?
Yeah,
you just have to look out.
Yeah.
I read some books on it and wanted to go out and find some, but it was funny because that's back when we just had the library, not the internet. These days, you could probably find some pretty interesting ways to do it. But that's why I'm so excited about this treasure hunt, because it's going to be a lot of fun. And I love that there's hints and everything. I mean, this is like a real one.
Yeah, real one. Instead of people do those geocaching ones now where if you get into it, it could be a lot of fun.
I think
Remember when it used to be challenging,
like
you had to have a travel GPS and a phone that wasn't silenced? I think I forgot to silence
Where the
my
hell did
devices,
that come from?
I don't know. It must have been my ass.
I think that was the
My
treasure talking.
posterior. But we're doing this treasure hunt. Something that someone actually buried, and so that's going to be very
what's
cool.
the guy's name?
And it doesn't stink when
We're
you
not going
dig
to
it
tell
up.
anybody
Oh,
because then they might go look.
Oh yeah, right.
Well, you can.
They'll
Find
beat
out.
us to it.
I had a metal detector when I was a kid. That was a lot of fun to play with. It wasn't a very good one, but it was still kind of fun.
I think the most treasure hunts, like, I used to read some books about, treasure hunting. I thought that was pretty cool. It's kind of like a lot of the Dirk Pitt books from Clive Cussler. I
can talk today.
Clive Cussler. A lot of those are treasure hunts, and really enjoyed reading about it.
Indiana Jones.
I like the idea that I just never. I mean, maybe when I was really little, I thought maybe I might find some hidden treasure somewhere, but later on, I just kind of realized it's not all that likely. But this thing that you're talking about with that book, you know it's there.
Yeah.
Because this guy planted it. So that's pretty good.
No!
Good timing. Yeah.
Damn it. All right. Did Mrs. Butterworth start talking to me?
The bottle,
Did Mrs. Butter... Could you explain this a little bit further?
The old 80s commercial with Mrs. Butterworth's, the bottle starts talking to all the kids, and they're all like, it tastes just like real butter.
Are you asking us if we ever had it talk to us, or
I don't know. I just kind of brought it up as, this is the tangent to that. What about, things that should have been really freaky to the participants?
I love that.
80s commercials.
Yeah, all right.
Have you seen that parody? I don't even know what it's from, but there's this commercial where the thing from the box pops out and starts talking to them, and the kids go like, ah! And they run away, and the parents are like, get out there.
Mad TV did a thing with
maybe that was
it was like the Snuggle Bear. It winds up in the laundry, and this woman starts beating it up as soon as it starts talking. Oh my god, what are you? And bam, bam, bam.
But yeah, there is a certain there must be a world. Can you imagine this is just the way the world is, where it's all the same as our world. It's just things pop out and come to life from cereal boxes and stuff. So nobody's ever surprised. Hey, how's it going?
This is kind of like our mascot thing in a way. Mm-hmm. These kids aren't appalled there's a giant animated tiger in the kitchen. Yeah.
who's always kind of behind them, spying on them.
Right.
Hey, make a basket. I'm right behind you, next to your posterior.
Wow.
But he won, so we're not going
to
mess with
him. That's reminding me of the book Wicked with the tiger and that one guy. Remember?
Oh, yeah, that's right. That book got weird.
Yeah, that was really wrong.
Weird.
That was just wrong.
That was weird.
Wicked,
the book.
Yeah.
That the play was based off of.
Oh, okay.
It's a lot more perverted than the play.
It's part of the
It's
Oz
very perverted.
universe.
Well, it's a different view of Oz.
It's more like the show
They
Oz.
didn't do a very good job of connecting it to... I wish they would have done a better job of... It gets really weird. Anyway.
It definitely...
What were we talking about? Oh, yeah.
It's more like that prison show, then.
What about the... Okay,
Oz.
yeah, Oz. Yes, more connected to that. What about those the cereal things that are eating each other now? There's a commercial now.
Yeah,
or the kids are sneaking them to get them to... Oh, the toaster... The Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, cinnamon...
The Pop-Tarts are live, and the kids are like, hey, go in the photo booth here, and it's really like a toaster killing the Pop-Tart. It's like, yeah, what the hell?
They keep tricking it in there.
Yeah. Or there's the other one with the little cereals that eat each other because the chocolate,
that's the cinnamon toast crunch.
Yeah, and they're eating each other. And they're cannibals.
Haven't M&M commerces gotten a little freaky?
Yeah, M&M's too. But ever since they started, I was like, aren't you going to get eaten? And now they're getting to the point where they're like,
right.
And then he said, I won't do that.
Yeah.
And there's buying...
That hurts, but I kind of like it. Yeah, you ever take these commercials? That's would be kind of fun. Is taking some of these ideas and extending them past the 30 seconds of the commercial to see what actually happens.
Maybe they're trying to break down the fourth wall a little bit, let the audience in on. It's just a joke.
Yeah. What's that Mayhem guy?
Miles Mayhem from Mask?
Yeah, Mayhem from the insurance company.
Oh yeah, the Mayhem.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, if you really saw any of those things happening.
He's not Mayhem though. He's something else. I can't think of it. It's
I thought he's Mayhem.
That's not.
But no, yeah,
Point taken though.
For that one though, it's more of a we can see him and no one else can.
Right.
Because he represents the problem. But in a lot of the commercials, it's everybody sees it. It's just like on Ted, they when the bear comes to life, that they reacted the right way.
Right.
Get the gun. Is it a hugging gun?
There's this one commercial where like this dog comes up and talks, and then the baby's like, "Did you just notice that the dog was talking?" Because his parents were like kind of nonplussed about a dog saying something. It's kind of funny.
Oh wait, what's that dog always say?
What?
The dog that I did.
Oh my gosh! I think we did roll past 3.
No!
Nope, that's it.
No, it does that if the screen blanks the moment you wake it up. Ding. So that was more than 3, I think.
Oh.
It seemed like it was dragging them.
Sausages!
Ow!
So did it
Sausages!
start over, though?
Snausages is what I meant
going.
to say.
All right.
Snausages.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
Speaking of dogs, if Goofy is a dog and could talk, what's wrong with Pluto?
Well, he was demoted from being a planet.
Sir, no, really. You got Goofy. He's a dog. He's got the long ears.
Right.
He is intelligent. Pluto's,
Corpus
that's
callosum
debatable.
was severed. I don't know.
but Pluto's like a retard or something. I don't know.
He's more like an animal. Okay, who wants to use their pass?
What?
No, never mind.
Go ahead.
Okay, but I understand the question. They're both dogs. Maybe they're different breeds of dogs. Some breeds are smarter than others.
When you
There you go.
consider
Good answer.
everyone in that universe with Mickey is an animal.
Actually, good point. Let's look at everybody. Is there another animal in the Disney universe that's like an animal? Because maybe there's two,
Well, I guess it depends how
species.
wide that universe is, because if you look at things like The Little Mermaid, there are some incidental fish that don't seem like they have any personality.
Right. No, let's just go
Yet
into...
there's the clown.
Let's not say
well,
made by-
Bambi.
Let's
There's
not... Yeah.
some, like forest animals that are just forest animals. They're
Oh,
not,
you're right, yeah.
They're not talking.
Well, let's just say in the Mickey Mouse world.
Mickey Mouse world.
That's kind of the basic Disney characters, the Mickey Mouse
Maybe he's
world.
too smart and he just doesn't want to communicate with these lower forms of life.
Yeah, okay. Oh, okay. But is there any other thing like Pluto out of the main characters? There's those cows, but they
Here's
talk.
another thing too. Pluto has subjected himself to being enslaved, as there's a master
Yeah?
ownership. Like he's a pet, he's property. Goofy is no one's pet.
And the thing
He
is
might be
that
someone's bitch. but he's
Pluto
no one's
must
pet.
be very small too, because he is a dog size
Yeah.
to Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
And a mouse is not.
Oh,
very
no, no,
big.
he's-
He's
You got
also
Mickey
not
Mouse is full
he's not
size.
bipedal either.
Because remember, Mickey Mouse, and they're all full size. And who is
Right.
Donald's, like, brother or sister that, like, had the kids and now is, like, gone? Because his nephews.
Scrooge?
Oh, that's right. They're his nephews.
They're his nephews.
I don't remember
Scrooge
who the
McDuck?
parents
I don't
were.
think they ever had parents. They were just his nephews.
And then there's Scrooge McDuck, which is another uncle.
Yeah.
But he's like a great uncle to the.
And then
Right.
we got to split
triplets.
hairs here. Do we include the Darkwing universe also? Is that part of it?
I would say yes.
Okay.
I like Gizmo Duck. He was awesome.
Gizmo Duck.
Gizmo Duck rocked. I love that show. But yeah, really, they probably didn't want to have kids between like Donald and Daisy because they'd marry him and they had kids and they weren't wearing pants, so that was a whole thing.
Right. Well, the female characters wore like pantaloons.
Did they really?
Yeah, they've got like
Panties.
yeah.
Oh, I guess
something on.
Did they? I don't
And a
think
little
they did.
skirt sometimes.
They had a
Like-
skirt,
Yeah.
but I don't.
Oh yeah, they have undergarments.
Oh, I didn't know that. All right. Where's the beef?
Where's the beef?
Where's the beef,
That's
Daryl?
mine.
Where's the beef, Daryl?
It's right here.
In my pants.
Is that right?
Where's the beef?
In my belly.
Where's the beef?
Pass.
All right. You pass on
Pass
your
my
own.
own. Wait, I gotta skip it. Okay, we're good. No ding on that one.
What is the smallest action you can think of that changed your life the most?
Ooh, this is like another butterfly effect
Yeah.
question.
And it requires some thought. So
I'll let you guys think because
Yeah,
since it's
you
my
got
question,
yours?
I've
Okay,
thought about
you
it.
go.
And actually, I think that it was
Oh, I know my answer.
where Ronan posted
Oh, your answer's like my answer.
the ad for the job fair for Virtual World, and if he hadn't have posted it there, then my life would be vastly different because I never would have met you guys at all, never even known you existed, and I wouldn't have. I don't know.
You'd have
Guy-
been like everyone else at our high school. Didn't know we exist.
Oh, but that. Yeah, I
Okay.
think that was probably in contest to that one though. would have to be my cousins having a conversation with me and convincing me when I was 17 to join the Air National Guard. Although that's a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
And I would...
I've got one that's almost exactly the same as Kale's, but smaller incident, and that was also Virtual World. But I went into the Romans bookstore that used to be over on Michelinda, and I just happened to go there because I like books, and I saw a magazine called Virtual Reality, and I happened to get it, and I happened to look in the back in the classifieds, and I happened to find a place that did Virtual Reality called Virtual World, in this little itty-bitty small little thing, which made me create a road trip down to San Diego Virtual World, which made me realize that they're opening one in Pasadena, which made me go and get a job there. So, also, like Kale's, I would never know Kale. We probably wouldn't be here. So, it's very, very small thing. What about you, Daryl?
Gosh, that's tough. But I think it's related a little bit to something you and Paul did in terms of opening up future possibilities for me. I think as a kid, I always kind of liked the idea of being a director or an animator or something like that. And this one day, you showed me this tape that you and Paul did on the RCA Pro Edit camera called The Great Escape.
Ah, The Great Escape.
And you guys,
First
I just
movie
realized, like, holy cow, you guys can, like, actually put together a movie that's not just, like, one long take using your home equipment. And that just made me realize that I think this is something I want to do. You know, I want to edit. I want to go to college and learn more about the idea of filmmaking.
And he did. And made gun control.
Hey.
Joseph Tsunagi.
Yeah.
Is Matthew Lesko the Riddler's real identity? Okay, that took me a second.
And if so,
Matthew Lisk.
it's the worst civilian disguise ever. Just saying.
Oh, so only everybody who's at home, look up Matthew Lesko. Oh, okay. What is that guy about? He answers questions, or he's got
free money.
Free money. And,
right. About how to get
free money from the
grants
government
and government handouts and things like that.
Yeah.
And he always wears a suit with question marks all over it.
Right. I think he probably is the Riddler.
Yeah, probably. Or he's on Riddler.
He's like, you're not hiding very well. But I'm not the Riddler. I'm Matthew Lesko.
I'm Bruce Wayne. I mean, the Batman, and I'm looking for the real identity of the Riddler. Have you checked out the guy who has all the question marks all over his suit? Oh, I think I'll check that out.
Today in the news, Matthew Lesko was killed by a flying bat.
Okay, pass.
Thank you. I'm out of passes.
What is your first memory?
Wow, good question.
I have early memories.
Yep.
I have early memories, but first memory. One of my earliest memories. I don't know if it's my. I got two or maybe three early ones. I remember being in a walker. So it's before I was able to walk. It's one of those round things with wheels, and I was in front of the shelves in my living room.
The walker. I was like, isn't that a future memory or something?
No. It's one of those
first memory.
One of those round things that goes around the baby so they can walk, but it wheels them.
Hey, those have a name, and I can't think of it right now.
Look at me, I'm an old baby.
Oh no!
And I was
He's
in front
an old prospector baby.
And I'm in front of the shelf. Hey, look at me, I'm an old prospector. Goo 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 gaga.
It goes with the arms.
Move my arms. Can't move my leg, but I can move my arms. And I was in front of the shelves that were in the living room, which were about 6.5 feet tall, and they just were huge. I remember looking up at them. So but it's only a moment, just that one moment, but it's very clear to me for some reason.
I have two, and it's hard to tell which one's earlier, but I think the earliest one was my second birthday. I'm sitting in a high chair, and my Uncle Jack and Aunt Mary Lou gave me a ding dong. And
ding
first
dong.
of all,
ding dong, yo.
I remember feeling the wrapper because it was wrapped in foil, like the old school ones were. And I remember opening it up and that was a new material for me. And then I had probably never tasted chocolate or had a dessert before because who knows what baby food was like. And I remember that being the best ever. It was crazy. It was just the best thing ever. And I remember being frustrated not knowing what it was called because I had no grasp on language, being 2, right? And I didn't know how to ask for another one later on.
Wow, that's a really vivid memory.
I just remember too, like, by the time I finally saw a ding dong again, I'm like pointing like, Mom, give me one of those. And the next time I had one, not nearly as good. It's never like the first time.
Wow, that is. I've always wanted to remember what it was like before I could talk, but I have no idea. My thought process was.
I think the earliest memory, but I'm not sure if it was like a real memory or if it was put in because there's a videotape. There's a video of it happening, and I'm thinking that happened. Is me sitting on this rocking horse kind of thing, and wearing my dad's red hat, and him bouncing the back of the horse's tail to make me go. And there's actually a video you can watch of that.
Oh, that's
cool. The one that's strongest, and I think after that, which I know is definitely my memory, is when my dad was building our house. Because he was like, I guess we're not going to get there.
I had one about me pooping, too.
Uh-oh.
Last one!
All right. That went kind of fast. You still have a pass left, don't you?
A pass, yeah.
All right.
What are the best breakfast foods?
And use it. Okay, fine. Best breakfast foods. Polish sausages are really
bacon.
Bacon. I actually like steak and eggs. I don't have it too often, but it's actually a good mixture. I like it a lot.
I like a ham steak. That's my favorite breakfast food.
I don't know why, but steak and eggs just sounds dirty.
Every
time I hear it, it's just...
Kim doesn't like the idea of either, and I would never have liked it in the past, but I had it once, and it was really a good combination, and it really works. I like omelets a lot, too.
I'm just saying it's kind of... Oh, omelets. Yes.
Omelets, yes.
When I eat breakfast out, it's almost always an omelet. Or these, like, kind of newfangled breakfast bowl things, which is kind of like an omelet.
Oh, yeah. Those are good, too.
Yeah,
and pancakes and waffles are all good and everything, but they're very much like a dessert to me. Like even tonight when we had pancakes for dinner and Linda was wonderful and made them for us, I was thinking
Linda.
Yes, thank you, Linda. I was thinking I don't know, do I feel like a pancake because it's very, I want some meat or something? But when she made them, they were really good because they're dessert like, and you're like,
Yeah, when you take a pancake and you smother it in butter and then you pour like that stuff that you make strawberry shortcake, but the strawberry mix on that, and then you put strawberries on that, and then whipped cream piled over that. Now that has got to be the best. Breakfast food ever. But it is a dessert.
I would do peanut butter and sugar, or peanut butter and syrup a lot.
I like real maple syrup.
I don't do any more of those. It's too much work.
So
yes, you were saying real maple syrup.
Yes. Like, you know what? This is the kind of thing. You know how like there are upsells at restaurants? I would pay like an extra $5 for my meal to get real maple at like IHOP or something. Maybe $5's a little high, but if they made it like $3, like $3, you get real 100% maple syrup on your pancakes.
You're a freak.
I would love it. Well, maybe I am.
I really want to get an omelet now. Let's go to Denny's.
Yeah, that reminds me that I didn't believe. For some reason, back in my mind, I didn't believe maple syrup was really real. I mean, I thought it was something they made. Until I actually went to a place up in, I don't know, New Hampshire, one of those places, and actually
Vermont.
took it off the tree and put it in my mouth and was like, oh my God, that's real.
It's reduced a lot, though.
That's potent.
Wow. Generally, for like grade A maple, they reduce about 30 gallons of tree sap into 1 gallon of maple syrup.
Well, it was awesome. So, I remember that.
It's like concentrate. That's really
let's make pancakes.
You're putting concentrated sap on your plate, and somehow it tastes good. All right.
Well, we made it.
What was that one? Linda has one because we're not quite at an hour. What was it, Linda? You said something.
We're gonna do another? All right.
Yeah, one more.
The stripper names.
Oh yeah. What are your stripper names? And the rule is...
Oh, yeah.
For me personally?
Yeah, for each one of us.
There's a rule for it.
There's a rules for it.
Okay.
What is... And the thing is, your first name is the name of your first pet.
Okay.
And your last name is the street where you grew up.
Okay, mine...
The first...
I've known mine for a while. Mine is Sparky Oaks.
Sparky Oaks.
Not bad.
Oaks.
Not too
Not
bad.
oak. Sparky Oak.
Sparky Oak. I like
Okay,
Oaks better.
mine is Patches Olima.
Patches.
Well, I think I have the best stripper name of us all.
No.
Mine is Twinkles Box Elder.
No, mine's the best. Okay, I'll tell mine.
What?
Fluffy Brown.
Fluffy Brown. Fluffy Brown.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Then to add on to this, your soap opera name, which is the street. Wait. Your middle name and the street you grew up on.
Okay, Lee Brown.
Robert Oaks.
Edmund Box Elder.
Anthony Olima.
Yeah. That's your
That sounds like a real soap opera name.
Right.
That's great.
All right.
Not funny.
Okay, so
Who is it? Who chooses? We
I
forgot.
think.
Me?
Yeah. Well, it would have been Paul, I think, but he's not.
Oh
here.
yeah, because Paul's gonna choose the week after next or something. Yeah, because we have a gap here.
No, we don't.
Well, the thing
Okay,
is,
fine,
that
we don't.
I do have one I can say.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it won't be.
because-
It'll be in a week after.
All right.
Right.
you're
It's
gonna
22.
So I'm going to choose nanotechnology.
All right.
So we actually really talk about it. We've gone around it a little bit.
It's
but
about that time.
Let's get it full on frontal.
Because
Get
you've
a
been-
full-on,
you've been absorbing-
full-on robot chubby.
You've been
That's it.
absorbing the latest Drexler book.
Yes, I have.
How's that going?
It's going awesome.
Okay.
And
You'll have like 2 weeks to. Not that I know Joey's going to contest this, but you'll have 2 weeks to finish the book.
Don't listen to them. We are not filming this a week before.
I'm drowning.
Filming.
We're
rolling video here.
we are not recording this a week before that we actually did. What was your topic last week?
My topic last week was logical fallacies.
Yeah, we're not recording logical fallacies next week. That was
No,
last
that
week.
would
Don't
be
be
ridiculous.
silly.
Yeah,
We wouldn't go out of
don't do that.
order because then we could tell the future.
Yeah. Right. By the
We
way,
would never do that.
I retro-dicted that episode stinks.
Retro dick. I'm sorry,
I have a-
that's too good.
When I have a retro dick, I have like a little glass disco ball hanging off of my dick. It's
when I have a retro dick, I like
What?
to go into a Chevy van, you know?
I just
Chevy
have fuzzy
van.
dice on mine.
Fuzzy something, anyway.
By the way. Because I never stopped the timer. We were still doing names.
You can't, you won't if you don't stop.
All right.
All right.
Okay, so we're done. This is
This was 22.
yeah. This was 22.
22 minutes too long.
If you want to email us, show at
We forgot to do that at the beginning this time.
That's what we're supposed to do at the beginning.
Yeah,
Or put
it's
our name in
alright.
front so you can put Joey at IamRambling.com, which I haven't set up yet, so maybe you sent me a whole
People
bunch
might
of emails.
actually get to the end of this.
Thank you, Cal.
Just had to share that.
What was that? Okay, there's a bear in the room. It jumped off of my cereal box.
So we'll be talking to you next week when we talk about nanotechnology, not what we did last week.
And you can find me at george.com.
I'm not there yet. You can find me at IamRambling.com. Kale, where are you?
You know, I don't even remember anymore.
All right. Well,
It's got to be somewhere, blogspot.com, somewhere.
Realm.
Rom's Rants.
Rants,
something
Realm,
like-
something.
That's it, yeah.
Just remember, it rhymes with underpants.
In my pants, that's right.
And Daryl, how's it going?
Pretty good. I already said my thing, so I'm fine.
So, okay, we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for listening. You can now stop screaming at the open air. Listeners should put their minds back in their upright positions and resume traditional thinking. Find us on IamRambling.com for access to all of our weekly ramblings, show notes, general discussions, and any projects from Incoherent Ramblings. Like us on Facebook and rate us on iTunes. So long, and thanks for all the fish.
Dude, Kale, don't say again because we gotta keep.
Editing that
Oh,
Damn it.
you're not supposed to say
not, no way.
Wait. Shut your
face, Uncle F***er. You're a boner biting bastard, Uncle F***er. You're an Uncle F***er. Yes, indeed. Nobody f***s uncles quite like me. No, wait, you always say
Nobody else like you.
You.
Shut your
Well, that'll get
better.
You're a boner biting bastard, Uncle F***er.
Yeah.